Hey guys, hope you're all doing okay. Welcome to this free training. This training is something that we're going to be trying to do every couple of weeks, maybe once a month. And I think it's really valuable because obviously we've released that survey in the group, and it's an opportunity for you all to put forward your concerns and areas that you need specific guidance on and additional support whilst dropshipping on Facebook Marketplace. And it's a really good thing for us to do because it gives us a chance to really listen and to really understand the needs of our group members and where you feel that you need more guidance. And so this free training, it's going to be a fantastic way of you learning these key skills and going into specific detail on areas that you told me on that survey that you'd like clarity on. So without further ado, let's jump into it. But firstly, I'll just give you a bit of sort of background on how I've sort of conducted this video and this training. So following all the surveys, I have condensed all of the items that you've listed on the surveys into this training. And also I'll be doing it in a sort of module-based training. So each video is going to be dedicated to each specific area that you've told me that you need guidance on. So hopefully I haven't missed anything. I've duplicated things that have come up frequently, so I should have covered absolutely everything. So yeah, let's jump into it. So the first question that I asked on the survey was to list 3 of the main issues that you encounter with Facebook Marketplace dropshipping. Now, like I said in the introduction, I have condensed all of these, all of your results into a spreadsheet, and I will be basically listing each one that has come up and going into detail on how we can get around these things. So number 1 is choosing products. So a few ways, obviously, of doing this. My recommendation for this would be to centre your research around Facebook Marketplace itself. So when you're just getting started or when you're struggling with sales or anything like that, a good idea would be to go onto Facebook Marketplace, looking in the suggested categories section, and where it's going to tell you, exactly what's selling currently, what shoppers are buying for, and basically searching in these categories, finding some good listings with some good saves and sales. So I would look for items that have been saved by a minimum of 10 people and sold a minimum of 3 times, which shows that it is selling. I would take a note of these, screenshot them, build up a list of around 50 of these in the first instance, which should take you maybe a few hours spread out throughout the day, maybe over a couple of days, and then start listing in these categories. And then once you've done this, that will be the beginning of what's called the webbing out process. The webbing out process is essentially where you start with a load of products that you've done adequate research for, and then you list these products. And as these products start to perform better, you list all the similar items that you see on your supplier's website. So shoppers have also bought for, shoppers are shopping for, people also bought, this kind of thing. And you list all of these items and you web out, and you start with, those first few products that you've done your research for, and then you expand out from there. The second method, which complements the first one, would be when you're doing this first method, which is going through the suggested categories and finding items in each category, you then find sellers that have high sales, looking for 400 or more sales, which there aren't that many of, but there are some. You head over to their commerce profile and you look through what they're selling, and you look through and try and find items that have, again, got the high statistics. And this is going to show you what successful Facebook Marketplace dropshippers are already selling. And then you're going to list these items as well. And then you're going to list similar items. You're going to sort of gauge what they're selling well and sort of, piggyback off the success of those guys and girls. So that is another method of, finding the right products. Then method 3 would be doing your own due diligence. So this can cover an array of different methods, one of which is using Zeek Analytics, finding suppliers on eBay with a high track record of sales, and looking for the items that they're selling best of currently. So if you go onto Zeek Analytics, it's going to rank their products in terms of the amount sold over the last 30 days. And if you see items or a specific type of item ranking really high on their profile, on their eBay, then you're going to know that there is a demand for this. And given that the demographic of people shopping on Marketplace is similar to that of eBay, different but relatively similar, you're going to know that there is a demand for this product. So then you can start to list these on your Marketplace as well. And obviously do your own research. Try and find the review pictures, because obviously Facebook likes that. But then also have a look on online forums, or head into local shops and see what they're promoting, see what's on sale. Have a quick look and try and put your own twist on things. Don't just listen to me. I'll try and tell you as much as I can, but do your own due diligence. Okay, so another common issue that was coming up when I asked what your 3 main issues are was lack of shipping option, so not having the shipping option. So you may have taken some advice from people who claim to know the key, they know the way to get the shipping option, but unfortunately, due to, and this is based on my own knowledge, which is quite extensive, there is no set way of enabling the delivery option. There isn't enough proof out there to show that there is a specific way. However, due to our amount of research and training in Facebook Marketplace, we do know the platform very well, and we do know what the platform responds well to, and we can accurately assume that by doing the right things, it will increase your chances of getting the shipping option. So this is not a definite answer, but this is my opinion, if you choose to trust it, on the steps I would take and have taken before on getting the delivery option. So basically, it comes down to engagement and activity. So you want to be active on Marketplace every single day. And this is from a buyer's perspective as well as a seller's perspective. So you need to be listing every single day, at least 5 a day, if not more, if you can. You need to be replying to customers promptly. You need to be updating your listings promptly. You need to be changing prices, changing titles, deleting pictures, marking items as sold out, updating quantity. And this is when you receive messages. You want to give Facebook the idea that you've made a sale. So if you get a message on an item, head over there, maybe mark it as sold out, or update the quantity, anything like that. And then as a buyer, you also need to be engaging. So go and do your product research like I've recommended. But when you find these items, you need to be saving them, messaging the seller, adding them to your checkout, initiating checkout, maybe even buy a couple if they're nice and cheap, putting the alerts on, and basically engaging with these listings. And this is going to help you in more ways than one. Not only will it help show Facebook that you are active and actively engaging with listings, it's also going to build up that algorithm to find those best-selling items, and it will show Facebook that they need to show you more of this specific item and this type of listing. Therefore, it's going to help you with your product research as well as helping get the delivery option. Another key method is adding in your delivery terms to your listing template. Now, a lot of you will do this anyway, but if not, you need to be making sure that you're detailing what your delivery terms are in your listing template, because Facebook can pick this up and Facebook will then know that you are in fact offering delivery and that you are eligible for the delivery option. So make sure that you're in your listing templates, you're including free national postage or fast delivery or free delivery or anything like that that says delivery or postage. You need to be keeping those in there, because the Facebook algorithm can then pick up on the fact that you are offering delivery, and this is going to help the eligibility of your account. And also, I would definitely recommend buying one of our courses. The reason for this is that the whole course is centered around building up the strength of your account and also doing things in the correct way. If you do things in the correct way, like we show you in the course, on all different fronts, it's going to show Facebook that you are operating this platform correctly, you're looking after customers, and your account is strong and eligible for that delivery option. We have had a lot of course members now who don't have the delivery option gain the delivery option after taking our course. And that's how powerful the course is. So our last step for getting the delivery option would be to purchase one of our courses. Okay, so the next one is getting more views. So it's actually getting more clicks. We can't actually track how many views we've had anymore, but it is more clicks. So best way to get more clicks, in my opinion, is a few things. Obviously doing the right listing and following what I've told you previously in this free training, which is to do your product research on Facebook Marketplace so that you make sure that you're only listing things that have a proven track record of selling. Now, secondly, is more of a process. You need to be purging your account on a weekly basis. And by purging your account, I mean you need to be going back through your last week's listings and seeing which ones are either selling, getting lots of clicks, getting lots of saves, and basically lots of engagement, and which ones aren't. And the ones that aren't, you need to just delete. If you really feel like that listing has potential, it's a good price, good pictures, but it's just not getting the clicks or sales, then change a few things and delete and relist. But for the most part, you should just be deleting, because what you want to do is you want to show Facebook that the only listings that you have live are those that their customers are engaging with and buying. And then what that's going to do is it's going to rank the rest of your products higher. And it's a process, because what you need to be doing is starting at a low number. So for example, delete any listings below 30 clicks in the last week. After that first week, move that up to 60 clicks. Okay, so delete any listings with less than 60 clicks in the last week. And you want to keep going up, ideally in increments of 30 or 50, until you're at a point where most of your listings, or your average clicks per listing, is above 250, which is a pretty decent number. And this is going to build up the strength of your account, and it's also going to train that algorithm to promote the rest of your listings, because you're only putting listings in front of customers that they are going to engage with. And this really does help. That's the specific method that I used to get my clicks up to 482,000 over 7 days. That is the exact method. I don't think many other people do it, because I used to think, and I'm sure a lot of you do think, that simply by having more buy now buttons out there and more listings, you will get more sales and clicks. But that doesn't work, because you have to look deeply into the algorithm and how it works in terms of engagement and organic promotion. And that is what our results have come back as. So very, very good method is purging your account on a weekly basis, tied in with maintaining that strong account, doing the correct product research, using the right photos, using the right descriptions and titles and listing templates. And all of these things are going to really help with the strength of your account, but mainly getting more clicks, which then leads to more sales. Getting more sales. So getting more sales is very, very closely linked to the previous method of getting more clicks. So follow exactly what I just said, and that is how that is one way that you're going to get more sales. But another way of getting more sales is by covering different platforms. Okay, so not everybody is going to trust Facebook Marketplace. People trust websites more. People sometimes trust Amazon more, Etsy more. Whatever their chosen platform of trust is, that's where they're going to be more comfortable. So creating a Shopify store is very quick if you want it to be, very easy, cost effective. I think it's $29 a month for a basic plan. And people do trust websites more. And when you hit them with the fact that you have a website and you make sure that that website is professional looking and respectful, they will trust it more. A lot of the time, you're going to lose sales through people asking for cash on collection or cash on delivery, or they don't trust what you're asking for. However, if you explain to them that your business, not you, your business has a e-commerce website where they can pay with PayPal or their chosen payment method, and you can send them a link, they are going to trust that more. And I've managed to dramatically increase conversions through messages from people saying, can I have cash on delivery? And I just go very quickly explain that we're an online-based business operating warehouses, and therefore we have a website where customers can check out with PayPal, Klarna, or their chosen payment method, and we sell on Facebook as well because customers like our products. You say this in a nice way, sometimes on a voice note, and customers do trust it. So what I would recommend is making yourself a Shopify store And every message that you get about a cash on collection or cash on delivery purchase, or even if you just want to generate more sales anyway, offer that website. Now, when I tell you it takes seconds to list an item on Shopify, it really does. Okay, once you've made that website on Shopify, which could, it took me a day or two to make my first website, and since then I've got thousands of products listed on there, because every single time a customer asks for cash on collection, I offer them the opportunity to purchase it on my website. And then if they say yes, I very quickly go and list that product on my website, and then I send them the link to that product, and then lo and behold, I get the sale. So that is a great method. Spread yourself out over a few different platforms. Because I do the same thing with Etsy, providing that the item is eligible for on Etsy. So it's like a smartphone or a gadget or something like that, something that can't be passed off as handmade, I wouldn't list it on Etsy. But then I also do this on eBay. I also do it on Amazon. If customers prefer to purchase on these websites, I will just simply list the item on that website or on that platform or marketplace, and they can purchase on there. Okay, so next one, getting people that message to actually buy your item. So hopefully by now a lot of these questions have actually been covered by previous answers, but we will just go over it for the sake of the video. So getting people that message to buy your items. So the previous method showed you how you can convert cash on delivery or cash on collection inquiries to potential sales. So I would recommend definitely doing that. But also the pre-replied messages and the way that you deal with customers is a massive factor. So customers don't always trust a non-personal robotic message in response to an inquiry. Now, I've inquired on lots of listings on Marketplace, and a lot of people don't actually answer the question that I've asked. So if I've said, is this item still available? Or if I've actually messaged them to say, by the way, your buy now button's grayed out or something like that, just to help people, I get this horrible, unoriginal, pre-replied message that isn't personal. It's clearly sent to everybody. I can see straight through that, and so can a buyer. And I don't feel like that person is talking to me with the respect that I deserve. So I go on to someone else. That's what you need to be doing. So you need to be making these people feel like they can trust you and like they're actually talking to you. And a great way of doing this is through voice notes. So when somebody hears your voice, they instantly go from a state of, mistrust to a state of comfort. And that's what you want to do. You want to be appealing to their inner voice and their subconscious and giving them no reason to think that you are fraudulent or you are not who you say you are. And the way of doing that is through a lovely, nicely worded, clever and friendly voice note. And if you're not comfortable sharing your voice, I clearly am, but if you're not, then make sure that you've got some very personal, friendly pre-replied messages. Now in the course, I do give some examples of pre-replied messages, and I will be offering a service soon where we do actually write these pre-replied messages for you. But basically, these messages need to be worded in such a way, such a clever way, that they seem like they've been sent to that person individually as opposed to copy and pasted. Now, you will be copy and pasting them, but you need to give the illusion that it's not copy and pasted. So a good way of converting people who message to buy your item is the previous method, which is listing on other platforms so that people feel more comfortable. But the main one is voice notes and being more personable. Okay, here's a good question. So somebody has asked, how far ahead should you preempt listing items for a specific season? So I take it that this question is referring to Halloween, which is our next sort of big event in the UK, which is the 31st of October. And that is exactly 2 months from now. And 3 days ago, I started listing in the Halloween category and getting quite a few clicks, and I've made a few sales in it. So I would go 2 months. And what I've done is on some of my listings, I've put a note in there saying something like, get there early, or price is low, whilst demand is low. Something like that. Give a little bit of an upsell. list a load of different things. So, you know, I'm not going to go into exactly what to list for Halloween because that's not the question, but make sure that you're covering, you know, a few different areas and different categories and different listing types. But yeah, 2 months is sort of ample time. People do like to be well prepared, and people do feel that buying early, they'll get the best deals. And if you explain that in your listing templates, it's a great way of converting and it's a great little upsell. So yeah, 2 months should be your ideal early bird listing time. Okay, so next one, a little vague, but I'll try and cover it as best I can, which is the rules seem a little inconsistent for different things. So I take it this is probably referring to the rules that Stripe have, that Facebook have, that kind of thing, for account closure and account bans. All I would say is the main rules are consistent, okay? So when you're setting up your Stripe account, make sure that everything, your name, bank details, address, business details, everything like that relates to you, not to anyone else. No mistakes. You can't have a different name. Make sure if you've got a different name on Facebook that you change that before you set up your Stripe account, because everything needs to be above board, correct, because Stripe can and will ban your account if anything doesn't match up. So and also you need to be making sure that you're familiarizing yourself with the restricted categories on Stripe and on Facebook. So you know, you can't go wrong if you've done your due diligence and you're doing everything correctly like we teach you. So then if you do get a random email from Stripe saying that you've done something wrong, if you know that you've done everything right, you can argue this, but if you know that you've done something wrong, then you can't. When it comes to Facebook, the same rules apply. Have a look on Facebook's commerce policies, familiarise yourself with the key ones, you know, no pet products, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons and things like that. Make sure you're just listing in safe categories and also categories that people can't harm themselves from. So, you know, I don't list many tools because people can harm themselves with tools. I don't list very many sort of kitchen utensils that people can damage themselves on. So just make sure that you do familiarise yourself with all of the. Okay, so question B, I asked if you struggle with converting messages to sales. Now, because the issue with converting messages to sales actually came up in section A, I won't go into too much detail on this, but essentially I'll narrow it down, keep it nice and brief, cover a load of platforms so that you can try and appeal to the trust that different buyers have with different platforms. Give these pre-applied messages a go, make sure you're sending voice notes, all that kind of thing. But yeah, like I say, I have covered this in the previous videos on this video training. So yeah, just familiarize yourself with that section and you should be okay. Question C was getting above 200 clicks per listing, and do you struggle with this? A lot of you answered yes. Again, I have covered this in the video previously, so I won't go over this in too much detail again. But essentially, it's that purge. So you need to be purging your account on a weekly basis, deleting listings that aren't performing well, homing in on the ones that are, and making sure that you don't leave any trash listings up that Facebook is going to know that people don't engage with, therefore it's going to demote your other listings. You want to just build up that strength of your account, and this covers, you know, an array of different areas of that account: messaging customers promptly, fulfilling orders promptly, not going against Facebook's commerce policies, you know, listing in selling groups, which is going to help you to get more clicks and engagement, which is then going to dramatically increase your chances of getting more clicks and sales. Another thing I will mention actually is the boosting strategy. So a lot of people on some Facebook groups are saying that boosting doesn't work, or that you shouldn't pay for boosts on listings if you're getting it organically. Now, if you are getting it organically, fantastic, but boosting does help. You will see a dramatic increase in sales and clicks if you boost your listings. And then in the course, I do cover the specific boosting strategy that we've devised to boost your listings, analyze the results of that boost, run a second, third, fourth, fifth, however many boosts you want, homing in on the exact people that are engaging with your listings so that you can get more clicks and sales. And that is how we got some listings to 40,000 clicks, 80 sales, And that is a very, very valuable boosting strategy. But in the first instance, obviously that is a paying course member benefit, which is the boosting strategy. But the first boost, I will explain. So you just go on to, you have to do it on a PC because you can't do it on mobile yet. But you just boost that listing for £9 over 3 days, and you will see a dramatic increase in sales and clicks. And it only costs £9, and I guarantee you'll make your money back from the new sales that you get from that item. So definitely boost listings, and don't listen to anyone saying differently. Okay, so I asked what you would like to see more of in the group, and thank you to a lot of you. You did say that there wasn't anything specifically you can think of, but there were a couple of people that said they wanted to see more categories. So I will start to post screenshots of the suggested categories that Facebook recommend, because I know that a lot of you don't have that facility available. And I do on a few of my accounts, and a lot of people do. So to help you guys out, I will post screenshots of the suggested categories in the group on every time they change, so that you can see that. Okay, and then I asked if you guys were struggling with time to fit all of this in. A lot of people said no, which is great, but a few did say yes. So I'll just give you a quick rundown of how I would structure my day, working full-time as well as doing this in the evenings. So I would start the day, whatever time you get up. I get up at 5:30 in the morning. List 2 items, okay? And then as soon as you leave for work, I would list another 2 items just before you leave. When you get to work, arrive in the car or on the train or whatever, list another couple of items. And then on your first break, list 2 items. On your lunch break, list 2 items. In the evening, list 2 items every hour until around 11:30. And then any time in between, or you can set specific days for this, do as much product research as you can, because this is basically going to set the rest of your week up. So personally, what I do is on a Sunday afternoon, I do about 3 or 4 hours of product research, of market research on Facebook Marketplace, and I get myself around 150 listings that I feel have potential and that have good stats, and then that forms the basis for the rest of my week then, because I can list all those 150 items over that week, and this is going to be fantastic for my webbing out process. So then what I'll do, the next week I'll analyze the previous week's listings, I'll get rid of anything that's not working, I'll home in on the things that are working, I'll find items that are best selling for me, and then I'll go back to my supplier's website, I'll list all the similar items, and I will then start to do the same thing again. And the items that start selling well from my webbing out process, I'll do exactly the same, and I'll list the similar items, and then that basically will sort of cover me for at least 3 weeks. So from doing 1 full day of product research, or however many days it takes you, it covers me for 3 weeks, and sometimes even 4 or 5. So that is a fantastic method. So guys, I hope you have found some real value in this free training. This has been a really valuable experience for me, and I hope it has been for you, because I've been able to listen to what you guys need and create a video specifically for those needs. And hopefully you will be able to use these things that you've asked for in your marketplace journeys, implement these strategies, and start to make some really good sales and fix these issues that you've had problems with. Like I said, I will try and do these frequently as much as I can. It does take quite a bit of time to, do these surveys, listen to all of you, make a note of everything that you've asked for, create this video, edit it, and get it sent out to everyone. But I want to be able to help you as much as I can. And yeah, as always, if you need specific guidance, or you need clarification in more detail on these items, then that is why we've written the course. You will respond very well to something that you pay for. We're not doing this, for money or anything like that. We know, given how the human brain works, we know that if somebody invests some of their time into something and some of their money into something, then the effort that they will exert will be far better than if they hadn't invested that time or money. So without further ado, this is the end of the video, and I will see you in the group on the YouTube channel and everywhere else. See you later.